is, let's say that did happen, right? Some extraterrestrial being came to Earth and was like, right, we've heard that you humans have got this thing called music. We want to hear what it is. And you had like 1 to 5 songs from all like music that we currently have in our records as a human species. What do we play them?
We go with a different pronged approach. We'd have to take them on a journey of music, right? So, are they allowed to take any substances that will alter the mind?
I'm gonna say no.
Right, "Breathe" by Pink Floyd. That's number one.
I feel like I know that one. Yeah. Right, okay.
The Beatles' "Hey Jude."
Right, yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Yeah.
You'd have to play like a Wolfgang or a Mozart. And then finally, I'd say "Lost in the World" by Cigarettes and Scratch Cards, out on the 25th of June.
Oh, that's marketing.
But what's your justification for those? Just before we move on to others, like why have we picked Queen? Why have we picked like Pink Floyd? What's the Beatles? Why? What's the reasoning? Why not like tribal music from like Aborigine people played on didgeridoos or whatever? Do you know what I mean? Or why not?
Well, we've never recorded that, have we?
Yeah, but you can find it online, is what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be, I don't know, I think about tribal chanting has to be a part of human music. That must have been the first sort of appreciation of sound. There's theories out there that singing came before language and things like this. And is that music or is that just communication? Where are the lines here?
Well, it's like, when you go to the communication side of things, you look at what Chomsky said about the language acquisition device that you have in your brain. Meaning, would a language acquisition device be innate? With that being said, would that also mean that a musical device within your brain already existed as well? Is there some sort of predisposition as to how we consume music? Maybe you'd throw some Mongolian throat singing in there. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Maybe we'd throw some of that in there. But the reason that I picked those songs is I feel like they're perfect reflections of the human experience. A lot of these bands, they're from working class backgrounds. They've lived as a human, as one of the many cogs in this machine in which we live. So you look at the Beatles, they're working class lads from the Northwest. Pink Floyd, working class. Queen, you look at some of the lyrics that Freddie Mercury wrote that are so introspective, and they teach about what's going on in the head of a guy that he was gay in a time when it was illegal to be gay. He had HIV for a long time and he was dying while he was writing his music and he knew he was going to die. And I feel like that is a reflection of the human experience, which is why I've picked those songs.
What are you saying, Lewis, before me and Jacob put our thoughts?
I'll probably go Tony Anderson, Emmanuel.
Oh, that's good.
Got a few, but I can't remember their names. One by Felix Raphael. It's got like a sort of, like words in it that kind of question their existence. It has like kind of questions in it, like, I can't think of good words for that. What else? Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know. Tony Anderson, Emmanuel, yeah, for sure.
I don't know that song. What? Yeah, maybe I need to look.
It's a really good piano piece. It's a really good piano piece.
Maybe I have heard it then. Is it classical? Or is it
modern?
It's on the brink of that.
I tried to get him on the podcast and he said no.
Really?
Yeah. It's a modern kind of classical piece. I'll say my thoughts. You could go that direction of, as you were saying, the tribal direction. Like, I think like the could be a good direction.
Yeah.
Like what the most isn't that what the most significant noise or something, or it's like the most powerful noise? Someone said that on the podcast to us.
Yeah.
My general thoughts are, and going back a little bit as well, we talk about kind of music that's like constructed for the consumer, and you compare that to like pure art. I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference between like the craftsman and the artist, whereas the craftsman kind of engineers something really catchy, whereas the artist might put something out very experimental and for their own. It's like empiricism of like, you do this last time because it worked before, or do you do something new that really speaks a feeling? And then you might say, well, do we give the alien something catchy, or do we give something new, something emotional and significant? And we don't want to give I don't think you want to give them something catchy, because I don't think catchy means good. It's like Lil Pump, Gucci Gang. That's catchy, but that's not good.
It's
Well,
like
I
it's
don't.
similar to like eating food that tastes nice, but it's not good for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Gucci Gang is like the McDonald's burger of food of music. Do you know what I mean?
I don't even know who that is.
Um, I actually think like the best combination though is when something is maybe. I think what we give the alien is something that's both catchy and both good. So I think maybe something like some Bob Marley, whatever.
Yeah,
Is it called Three Little Birds? Is that the title? Is the
yeah,
title?
everyone knows. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd contribute Bob Marley to this five. So I think we need. I think we need to serve the alien something that's catchy, but also artistically good and maybe significant. And I think that's what Sigs and Farsi have done so well with this list so far. As I think these songs are significant. They really make a big impact to you when you listen to them as a person. So yeah, that'll be my contributions.
Yeah. I think I would. I think I'd sort of combine a bit of what all three of you said. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is a good shout. I feel like it's got a lot of complexity to it. It's got a lot of different elements. It's got a lot of emotion involved in it. It was such a massive tune when it came out as well. It was such a risky tune, and yet that risk paid off because it was something so new. And it's sort of so emblematic of a certain era of music at that time. But equally, I would definitely put something classical in there. I would definitely. Have you guys heard? It's a song called "Arrival of the Birds," and it's been used in different movie movie soundtracks. Like I know it was in The Theory of Everything, a film about Stephen Hawking. But it starts with like this sort of quite mellow, fast but soft, I guess, quieter like.
Your impression?
Say again.
Can you do like an impression of it, like
No, I definitely can't. But what I can do, I'll put I could get the song up on my Spotify and then put the link to the Spotify in the chat in the Zoom call if you guys can listen to it as we're going. I don't know. Maybe this is not going to work, but let's see. Share, copy link to song. Here we go. Look at this. Chat. Can you guys see the chat function? There you go. This is the classic song. I mean, but then it slowly just rises into this like string crescendo, and it's like that to me. Sig said it's his choices were like perfect descriptions of the human experience, but I would say a classical song like this that has kind of like your bio as a musician, Lewis, of the mixture or the balance between melancholy and hope. This rise of these strings, it's kind of like this ecstatic, positive feeling, this hopeful feeling, but also a deep sadness in it that reflects. I don't know what it reflects. I mean, maybe the transience of the experience of that music, that it will end. That eventually, the crescendo has to come back, and the song will end, and that kind of reflects something about our mortality as humans. I don't know. I'm getting weird and philosophical, but I would definitely put a song like that to the alien. But also, Jake, I think your point on Bob Marley is a good one. A different kind of genre, something that represents a period of human culture and history, and a man that did so much for his culture. So maybe I'd put like, do you guys know High Tide or Low Tide by Bob Marley? I know I've sent that to you before, Jacob. That's like a real emotional song for me. So something like that. I feel like you'd have to give him a range. But yeah, the idea of I guess it's interesting and it's a significant idea, isn't it, that we can convey what it means to be human through music, and actually that in many ways that would be more effective than sitting an alien down and trying to describe to him what we've done as a species.